Good evening. Welcome to Damage Dust D&D on our campaign Helloran Rising, episode 33. That's quite a lot. So, last we were here, you had escaped out of the dead forest, made your way back to the town of Larkham at dusk, catching your buddy Klein closing up the smithy. He tells you there were some strange types in town, mercenaries and a wizard looking for you. He tried to get the mayor and innkeeper not to say anything, but he was too late. They were so pleased to tell them all about the heroes of Larkham that you didn't get a chance to stop them. Davinia is doing really well. She's being treated like a princess by the town as the only surviving child, and Klein is teaching her to be a smith and how to fight. She likes both of these things very much. To illustrate this, she pulled a wooden dagger on Trellador, who responded by drawing his axe. Miette puffed up behind Davinia, and Trellador decided to put his axe away, which was probably very wise. Snow gives Davinia some daggers, which Klein intercepts and is now looking after until she gets a little less enthusiastic about drawing them. When you get to the inn, you yourselves are treated like royalty. Food, drink, rooms, anything you need. You're told that some of the farmsteads outside of town had escaped the false Hydra and trade is slowly returning to normal. Yorick is kept particularly busy this evening, first identifying the Well of Many Worlds, a sort of magic hole thing you can slap and it will open a portal to another random plane. Then he identifies Melissa. Not quite as creepy as that sounds. He manages to find out through consultation with Reorx that Melissa has made a deal with a Prince of Hell, one Fiona. Whether she knows this or not, Reorx isn't sure, but Fiona is a particularly nasty piece of work by all accounts. Yorick then works together with Trellador to further enhance his axe, again involving Reorx, who starts to ask Trellador for a little bit of more respect after Trellador insists that he has summoned Reorx. Reorx takes exception to this and things go rapidly downhill after that, with Reorx stopping talking to Trellador and asking Yorick if he's sure that Trellador is a worthy type. Florian goes to a room upstairs to try and clear his mind, but this is very difficult for him. His usual meditative state is not working for him. He starts to hear the voice of his sister pleading for help, and he resorts to physical exertion, not that, exercises, to tire himself out, to clear his mind, and eventually falls asleep. Melissa, after being identified, goes up to the room that Florian is in and watches over him, while also contemplating the things she has learned, both in the Dead Forest and from Yorick. It seems she is in a bit of a quandary. Miette, meanwhile, vanishes upstairs to contemplate her dealings with Balo. And whilst on her watch, she notices some activity at the western edge of town. A familiar figure in the mist. Miette uses the sending cube to talk to Derek, as she suspects who it is, and yes, it is her. She tries to learn what Derek is up to, but doesn't really get any new information out of her, just a sort of bit of a rambly conversation with not much said in that sort of way that professional assassins do. Celeste, meanwhile, has a strange conversation before this with Miette, who then vanishes from the room. Celeste doesn't manage eventually to find Miette after taking a rest, who's up on the roof, curled up beside the chimney stack to keep warm. Celeste covers her up with a cloak while she sleeps. Celeste also checks the stars. All the constellations seem to be a bit off to her, as if they were all slightly out of whack. It's very strange. He thinks perhaps that Miette's magical symbol has something to do with a star constellation, but can't think of anything or note of anything that would be that way. Trellador also has a very busy evening, annoying Reorcs, helping Yorick, and gets a lesson in relationships from Snow, who tells him in no uncertain terms where he is currently going wrong with people and or gods. Snow himself tries once more to reach out to the water being that you'd met before, this time fashioning a trident-shaped gem, mounting it onto a chain. This seems to work as a being reaches back to him, and they have a short but interesting conversation about what Snow could be doing. Gus manages to get extremely drunk whilst all of this is going on, after finding out that the innkeeper is not actually going to stop topping up his beer until he runs out of beer. An awful lot of singing, falling off tables, and general hilarity ensues, especially when Yorick has to try and shepherd him up the stairs to go to bed. Now, the watches are had. The sun breaks over the horizon onto a sleeping Miette and peaceful Celeste, and Trellador sitting inside, contemplating just what it is he needs to do to maybe show a little bit more respect, or not. The sun rises, all of you waking up after your long rest into the sunshine. The day is yours. What would you like to do? That's probably a good. Let's have a quick Constitution saving throw from you. 10. Yeah, you're not feeling very great. It's not, you're not as rough as you have been before, but it's not fabulously fun. Excuse me. It's quite a ways off. There is a stream on the, hang on, would be the western side of town that leads towards the river, but the river itself is a good day away from here. Okie dokie. As you make an investigation check. 13. You find a linen box, sort of off to the side of the room. Sort of lift the lid, and there are indeed clean sheets, pillows, etc. Sure, yeah. Okay. Make a medicine check. 18. So you carefully take the bandages off your chest, and you can see as you do so they are stuck with blood. It does hurt. Yeah, well, you managed to pat them down with some water and just get them. It still hurts, but you managed to get them off without doing any more damage. Looking at it, you can see this design, and you sort of touch it with your finger. It's very sore. But you managed to fashion some fresh bandages. Yep. With your medicine check, you would see these don't appear to be healing at all. Yeah. As you wash the poultice off, you can see it doesn't appear to have done anything. It is literally just open wounds. It doesn't appear to be scarring over or healing as such. So, cat on stream, cat on stream. No. Make. No, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Yeah. So with your medicine check of 18, it's fairly easy because it's fairly large wound. So you're looking down and sort of, after you've cleaned off this poultice that Celeste had put on her, you look and you can see it looks very red, very angry wound, if you know what I mean. It's almost sort of pulsating, and it's not sort of like gushing with blood, but you can see rivulets of blood are starting to drip down you. It looks very metal, put it that way, with the blood sort of dripping across your chest. You are proper death metal on this one. But no, there doesn't appear to be any sort of black or green or other colour tinge to the edges of the wounds. It looks hellishly nasty, but it doesn't look unnatural. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Does anybody else want to do anything before you meet up in the bar area? Okay. Your passive is quite high, but I don't think it's that high, is it? No. So yeah, I'll say you can sneak up on Celeste. What would you like to do? Okay. So yeah, acrobatics checks for both of you. I'll say Celeste, you can have advantage because Miet's assisting by showing you where to go and what to do. Unless, of course, Miet falls off the building, which, you know, is possible. What did you get, Miet? A 1. Jesus Christ. Okay, so, natural 1. So, Miet, very full of confidence, so yes, do this. Wham! Straight down onto the floor at the back of the building. No, no, it's way too quick for that. You sort of watch. It's almost like in slow motion. You just see her cockily almost just walk to the edge of the roof, and she's obviously misremembered how many steps it takes to get to the edge because she literally just walks out. It's like a Wile E. Coyote moment. So it walks out and goes, boom, straight down. What did you roll? Yeah. No, no, you can roll with advantage because you know exactly what not to do. Yeah, you, despite your panic as what yet has happened, you managed to clamber your way back inside through the window and then look out. Oh, you're going to rush downstairs rather than look out the window. Okay. Okay. Uh, yeah. Yeah. Yep. You also take 3 points of bludgeoning damage as you fall. So yeah, as you come rushing out, Mia is just walking nonchalantly through the building. Okay, so the rest of you, whoever's in the bar area, see Celeste run through the bar area. No, she's just gone straight out the door. Uh, possibly, possibly. You're following, eh? Okay. Yeah. So as you do so, you can see Mia just like casually sauntering through the door. So as you are talking, the barman innkeeper comes up. So breakfast for everyone. Starts bringing food out for you. There's bacon, there's eggs, there's bread, there's cheeses, there's all sorts of interesting stuff. And even some breakfast ale. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So anybody else want anything do anything before you all meet at breakfast? Or is yeah, we'll just go to everybody's at breakfast. Cool, cool. Yep, not a problem. Okay. So while this conversation is going, sorry to interrupt, Miette has slipped outside, and I'm just gonna mute and deafen everyone just now. So bear with me 1 second. Whilst we have a quick conversation. It's like Whisper Room, but it's a lot quicker just to do it this way. So, otherwise I've got to repoint the whole thing. Okay. I think that's everyone. Yep, everyone. So, the only person that can hear me now is you, Miette. So, good, so it should. So as you walk out of the inn, you put your hand in your bag, and it is indeed the cube, as you probably suspected. It feels warm, it's vibrating slightly. Ah, hello. Now, not to interrupt your breakfast, I do apologise if that has happened, but I'd like to have a small conversation if that's at all possible. Maybe face to face, just yourself, just me, on some business, perhaps. Absolutely not. Is my safety guaranteed? Well, I mean, I could come to you, but I suspect your companions may get a little overexcited if I do that. So, may I suggest, shall we meet in the building just over there? And you look up and she stood in the street, in the middle of the street, and she points to a building that looks to be empty. Right now, or you can go back and discuss with your chums first. Very well. Okay, let's... And she visibly takes the cube away from her mouth, puts it in her pocket, starts walking up to the building. Okay. So, you are... we meet again. It's good to see you. You're looking well. I find it useful sometimes to be able to disguise oneself. I appreciate the effort, shall we say. It was very good. I liked it. So, anyway, and she walks into the building. Are you following? No, up opposite side of the square. Yeah. You're just going to walk straight in. Okay. It's a trap, you're all dead. No. So, anyway, she turns to you. So, as you can see, just myself. Now, there are, as you're probably aware, a number of bounties out of your companions. The dwarves is the most lucrative currently. Not at the moment, now, although that contract does come with a free wizard for the use of. So that's quite entertaining. Yes, he's a bit of a gobshite, but yeah, useful if a little flashy. Your companion certainly did a number on him. He's recovering somewhat. I'm absolutely certain you're not. To be honest, nor am I. But, you know, that's the least of our concern. My main concern is the dwarves. Now, it's a very, very big bounty. As you can imagine, it has the buying power of the dwarves behind it. This is not insignificant. They control the gem trade. Oh, the tabaxi, the treading waters will tell you that they control the trade. That's not quite true, and we both know that. It's the dwarves. So, how much would it take to have you on the inside, as it were, to just information only? Not, you don't. I don't ask. Not asking you to hand them over or betray anyone. Just a little bit of information every now and again if I call. And you, of course, can call me and I'll update you on the goings on. As I say, I don't particularly. I am. Well, I found out a little bit more about this Lork fellow. And what I found out is not pleasant. Not pleasant at all. So I am reconsidering that contract currently. He is very violent and controlling, I understand. And in his dealings so far, he has certainly spent a lot of money, but seems to have. How can I put this? All the gear and no idea springs to mind. He has hired the best, obviously, me, and much as it pains me to say, Levanicus is exceptionally good at what he does, but I'm not certain this is a contract I'll be seeing through to the end. There is, however, the matter of the opening to the Hells plane Levanicus has detected. This is not a great thing, and I understand that was to do with your mob as well. This is all getting extremely interesting. Would you care to elucidate on that at all? It does. I have given you plenty of information this morning, I think you'll find. Regarding my contract status currently. So, fair's fair yet. Try me. I see. So you're saying you did this by accident almost? Or it was not deliberate, or... I see. I see. Huh. Interesting. Very interesting. Because I note that there are a number of temples that have sprung up. One in particular in Dar to a Prince of Hell. This is concerning with the opening to Hell plane being there. Indeed not. So, yeah, so my question to you once more, how much for a retainer for information would be acceptable to for one of your skills? Hmm. Well, contract is such a... The only contracts I'm aware of are the dwarves, Celeste. There is... the port authorities are looking for the rest of you to do with an incident on an island. There's no contract out as such, unless it's been happened in the past few days. But my sources say there is nothing there yet. Whether there will be, the longer you stay unfound, as it were, I don't know. Who can say? In fact, I suspect that you would possibly be the lowest on the list of people they wish to speak to. The rest of them, they definitely want to speak to the other treading waters tabaxi. That is very high on their list. The rest, here and there. It is always the way, isn't it? You want to be noticed, but then... exactly. And whilst a price on one's head is flattering, it can get inconvenient. So, for now, but remember, I do have access to a lot of information and quite a lot of coin. You also have access to a lot of coin. If you decided, for example, to travel back to Dar and hand a dwarf or two over, that would earn you a lot of money and a lot of reputation. Betrayal, possibly, but you know. A coin very definitely buys caravans. Ah, no, of course, but newer ones. Very well. Then I will leave you. Have a wonderful day. She walks out of the building. Sure. Yep. Okay, no problem. Right, I'm going to unmute everyone now. So, welcome back. So, you may continue your conversation that you were having in the inn. I haven't missed anyone, have I? Nope, we're all back. Cool. Right, okay, so, as you continue your conversation about Dar and the possibilities of being a mouse or just one tabaxi going in alone. Yeah, it's okay, no worries. I mean, there are a number of temples in Dar that carry books. There are temples to uh, gods or deities or beings, shall we say, that are of that claim to be from the Hells. You could try one of those. Um, that's a good question. Where else do you know? Let's have a look. There is a library in Medport, yeah. Okay. Okay. There's a few moments. This would be. You are Snow, yes? Marvellous. Yes, indeed. We would like to speak to you quite urgently. Could you come to the trading post in Dar, please? We would like to talk to you about this in person if we can. It is a matter of. Well, we're trying to be tactful and respectful, and we'd like you to present yourself and you with your companions at the offices in Dar, please. Again, we would like to discuss this and anything else you wish to say to us in person, if you don't mind. This would be much easier. Yes, but it would be much easier to talk to you in person. Where are you? No. Well, this is kind of why we want to have a conversation. Your reputation is, or was rather, impeachable. It was perfect. You have since been involved, shall we say, or at least in the vicinity of a number of deaths, some strange occurrences, and the reappearance of temples throughout the land. We would really like to speak to you and your companions at your earliest convenience. That I cannot comment on. I can only tell you what I see. And I know what is that we need to speak to you and your companions about a number of deaths and strange occurrences. Please present yourself at the trading post in Dar or any of the other cities where there's a trading post. Very well, but do inform your companions that this involves all of them, not just yourself. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, Redport's on the opposite side of the river. Yeah, you would have to. I mean, you travel if you wanted to go to Redport, you could travel for a day to the river, see if there are any boats there or anything. You don't remember there being a crossing there, and Melissa, when asked, said there wasn't one. But it has been a while since Melissa has been there, and you yourself, it's been a while since you've been down here. Dar is, as you know, a couple of days' journey. Was it 3 days, I think? So going north to Dar will take you 3 days. You could go to the river and see if there's somebody coming downstream to Redport. You could maybe flag a lift with. There may be a crossing. There are all sorts of possibilities that could happen. Or you could, Sorry, go ahead. Hang on. Sorry, I don't have the Twitch window open just at the minute. We can only hear chat. Oh.
Yeah, I can only hear you.
Okay, that's weird.
I thought it was me.
Okay. Anybody hear them now? Speak, speak.
No.
No, apparently not. It was working. As far as I'm aware, it was working earlier, right? Terry?
No, I haven't heard any of them apart from you.
What, all night?
Yeah.
And you didn't think to mention that?
Yeah, because I thought it was me. But I didn't know.
Yeah, indeed. Okay, try that now.
Can
Right,
anybody else
Testing
hear
once
us?
again.
Yeah.
Lots more noise.
Right.
Hello.
Noise,
can
noise,
hear me.
noise.
Oh, fabulous. So we've just an hour of just me. I do apologise. Nobody said anything. So I didn't know.
Oh, that's working now, apparently.
Yeah, it is working now.
Recap number 2. There you go, Florian, you're up.
Right.
Some things,
okay.
some things have happened. We're
Yeah,
here
quite
now.
a lot has happened.
Welcome.
Including.
Oh no, nothing happened at all.
Yeah.
We might find out what happened.
Okay. Tell you what, let's have a quick break while I try and work out what to do about that.
Fair enough.
We'll come back very shortly. I apologise, but yeah, if you do spot something like that, let me know as soon as possible, rather than waiting for an hour. Okay, cool. Right, let's have a quick break, and we'll be right back. And welcome back. Right. Sorry about that, folks. We had some, to quote role-playing gamers, technical difficulties, which we probably caught from them. That's what I'm going with anyway. So, just to give you a brief recap about what's
Yeah,
happened.
Jordan, it's your fault.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that's where we got it. So, the group awoke from their long rest. Miette managed to fall off a roof. Styled it out in true Trellador style. The main gist of the conversation so far has been trying to decide where they're going to go, whether they're going to go back to Dar or to Redport. Miette has excused herself and has had a long gap, shall we say, from the others, where she was doing something else that nobody else could hear, not even the rest of these people. Snow has had a conversation with the representative at the trading post in Dar, where he has learnt that all of the group are wanted for a conversation or have been asked to present themselves to a trading post in Dar or any other city at their earliest convenience to discuss multiple deaths and strange occurrences around the country. So, with that quick catch-up done, let's jump back in. What would you like to do, folks?
So, farm memory coming down here. It's 2 or 3 days back to Dar, and it's from where we are here in Larkham to Redport. It's an hour's an hour's away, a day away. So potentially, I haven't been here in a while, and I don't think Melissa has either. So there could be a port or some form of ferryway across to Redport directly.
Either way, we're probably going to have to go to Dar to sort this out sooner rather than later.
And it would be more direct for us to go directly to the port, wouldn't it, Snow? Rather than walking through Dar with everybody in tow.
Well, if we just got a river to cross, why don't we get me and Yorick to build a raft and we can paddle our way across?
I can always summon the owls again.
Big river.
It's a big river, and I think the current is quite strong, so it would...
Oh, could we fly on those birdies again? That would be fun.
It wouldn't be a problem.
Snow gets
again-
up and just leaves, and he's got the silver chain sort of just
Sure.
playing with the
With your
symbol in his hand.
Yeah, trident. German.
Yeah.
Again, going across straight to Redport would be nice, but I do think we need to go to Dar, speak to the Treading Waters, and then go from there.
Did you just see that? Snow just left. I'll get
Yeah.
up and just follow him. I won't. Just keep him in my eye line.
Has anybody noticed that Miette's gone?
Miette announced she was going. She said,
Yeah,
"Oh,
I
if
really
you'll
did.
Excuse me, I have to go," and got up and went.
I think we should get going.
Quite some time ago.
So,
She's not returned.
gather up our stuff
Oh.
and get going.
Snow. You walk out into the street. Let me just double check. Terry, is it all right now? Thumbs up. From our technical advisor in the corner. So, Snow, you walk out into the street. It's fairly empty. This town is, after all, not highly populated. You can see...
I've just sent you a message.
Oh, okay. You can see the doors to the smithy down the street are open.
Mhm.
Let me just grab that message. Okay, so full chat. Yeah. Okay, so quick acrobatics. Are you going stealth or are you going just running as fast as?
He literally just darts and disappears over the roof.
Okay, so acrobatics, please.
Oh, that's not bad. That's my plus 11. 26.
26. Yeah, not a problem. Straight up and over. Which
I wasn't
direction-
sprinting after him, so I probably would have gone out and gone.
Yeah.
And gone back
Completely
inside.
gone. So, which direction are you going? You're going...
Towards sort of the edge of town, out, kind of towards the direction where we saw Sorrow and Torment.
moment.
All right,
They
to
try
the
to
west.
ambush.
Okay.
Yeah.
So basically towards where the river is a day's train away. Okay, cool. So because the smithy is sort of southwest,
Mhm.
so you're going sort of in a different direction. So smithy's that way, you're going that way.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah.
Is the small stream in this direction as well?
Yes, it is, because it would lead from just outside town towards the river. You could follow it all the way to the river if you wanted to.
He's just going to keep running until he reaches the stream.
Okay, well, while you're running towards the stream, you're going to take you a bit. The rest of you, Trellador walks back into the inn.
I'm just
How would
eating
you
bacon and
tell
drinking breakfast beer.
He's gone. He's done what he usually does.
Wonderful.
Right,
Alright,
that's
let's
not.
gather up our things and start moving.
I thought we
Sure.
were having a day's rest in this town. Isn't that what we agreed? We're going to have a day off today.
I don't think it's gonna be possible, Gus. But there's a lot of stuff to do and a lot of people after us. So
Shouldn't we wait here for both the taxis to come back, or?
I don't know if that's a guarantee that they're going to come back. Which
And
way did
Don't know if they're
Miette
going to come
go
to
when
Baxi.
Which way did Miette go when she excused herself?
That was almost funny.
Almost.
She sorry,
Mr.
got me
Pickle
that
Chaz.
one. She just went straight out the door. You didn't see where she went after she exited the building.
Well, we can't leave without them, so we've got to stay around here and wait for them, haven't we?
Every time someone runs off, we find them, we tell them off for running off, they say they won't do it again, and then people keep running off still.
Yes.
I hasten to add, I don't think I've run off at any point.
Well,
Alright.
feel free to now. Everyone else has.
I
Well,
didn't
if
think
you
I
want to
would.
be included, why didn't you just run off now, then come back again? Then you can be part of the group. I don't like to think that anyone's excluded, you see.
Well, I was told that to run off on my own would be foolish.
Well, if you're just going out the door and back in again, I don't think it's a problem. We'll be right here. I can go out first if you like, and you can run off to me and then run back again.
I appreciate the offer, Gus, but I have no intention of running off right now.
I'm quite glad you said that, because I don't think I could manage it. My head hurts a little bit.
I think if we do get all of our belongings together and potentially just go outside. I mean, Snow is quite good at sneaking up on us, so he's not going to be far away, I don't think. So
Well,
And I don't know where Miette's gone, but she's certainly going to be coming back. Probably.
That's
Okay.
probablys and maybes, isn't it? Why don't we just sit here, have our breakfast, a long, long, long breakfast, and then lunch?
Are you saying that, Gus, because you're slightly hungover and it's...
I don't know what you're talking about.
Perhaps they've decided that we're more trouble than it's worth.
I think they would have told us that. They're very open speakers, aren't they?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's all right. Doesn't matter. You feel a sort of buzzing feeling in your head.
Who?
Yorick.
Me. And I received this message.
You do indeed. Up to you whether you want to relay it or not.
Can I respond?
You can. You may respond.
You'll hear Yorick just sort of say to sort of himself, I know, but why don't we all just go together, alright? Come back, we'll all go together.
Are you talking to yourself again?
Shh! He's talking to Reorx. Show some respect, Gus.
Why would he be saying that to Reorx? That's stupid.
I thought when he spoke to Reorx it would be in Dwarvish.
I don't know how this works.
I have to say, Trellador, you've certainly taken to this whole religious thing a bit uniquely.
Thank you.
Yorick?
You
That
alright?
was no.
Right.
He's gonna find the water. He wants to be on the water again. So I tried to all go together.
Should we go and find him then?
Well, the closest, what I remember from coming into here, was there was a stream just outside, so maybe that's a good place to start.
Might
Why
be
don't we
easier.
just leave him to do what he's got to do?
And at that point, I'll just put one of my hands on Gus, and I'll be like, "It's fine, Gus. You'll feel better soon." And I'm going to use a key point to use Hand of Healing
Okay.
on him, because with some new fancy dangle stuff, that's what I've just been reading up about.
See that?
Fancy
I've lost
dangle.
it.
Do like a fancy dangle round here.
So it's essentially like it would be lesser restoration, so I can end like him being poisoned. So feeling that, obviously, alcohol
So-
would be that.
As Florian puts his hand on your shoulder, Gus, as you're starting to spout off about why you don't really want to be moving away, you suddenly start to feel much better. Your headache seems to have cleared. Must be the breakfast ale.
Oh, it is the breakfast beer. That stuff's really good. I feel great now.
Florian will just
Oh, I
starve
did.
himself and go up and get his stuff.
Okay. So, Miet, you are in the smithy. Davinia is showing you how Clyde has made her some scaled down blacksmith tools, and she's showing you very sweetly how she can help with smithing. Obviously, she doesn't do anything particularly dangerous, but she is, you can tell, getting the hang of this, and she's very, very pleased to be able to show you exactly what she's doing and how much she's learned. And you see Clyde just sort of
And I would, of
standing
course, make the appropriate impressed noises.
yeah, Clyde sort of standing there, just a big grin across his face. Absolutely proud. And you, I don't know, the rest of you disappearing out of the inn now? Are you walking down the street?
No,
No.
don't know
I
where
think
we
we're going to
no plan.
pack up our rooms, won't we? And then
Why will we leave?
we're going to find Snow. We're a group. Just because they keep buggering off at every town we get to.
If he wants a few minutes alone time, let him have a few minutes alone time.
When I said that before, half of you came and chased me down.
I didn't.
I know you didn't. I remember that.
Yeah, you can say thank you now if you like.
Why?
Because I respected your privacy and didn't come buggering off after you.
He respects your
I'm
privacy.
also in the forge making your bloody axe for Yorick.
People
So
are
he thinks
complicated.
it twice.
Thank you. Anyway, what are we doing?
Okay, so while all this is going on, Snow, you belt full tilt out to the west of town. You get to a small stream. It's not particularly wide or deep, but it is water nonetheless, and it is flowing quite quickly towards the west.
You know, he's just going to wade sort of into the middle of it and
Comes
just
up to
stop.
about just below your knees.
Yeah, and he's just going to start walking down the stream.
Okay.
And just feel the flow of the water.
It feels beautiful. It's cold. It's crystal clear. It's ice cold. And it is fresh and invigorating. Makes you feel... And the noise that it makes, that little sort of... as you're walking along.
Is there any change to the flow of the amulet with the swirl?
Make a perception or investigation, your choice. Actually, no, perception, I think.
Okay, that's fine. Perception 14.
14. Yeah, you as you're walking down and the stream is flowing in front of you because you're going with the flow of the stream. You can see as you hold the trident up, the flow is going directly that way. If you change the direction, so you point the trident that way, the flow changes, so it's pointing towards the flow of the water. So, leaving Snow wading through the icy cold stream, Miette is sitting in the forge talking to Klein and Davinia. What are the rest of you doing? Gathering your things from your rooms?
Yeah, I think that would have been done
Yep.
by now, and I'd be down and
I'm
outside the
still
front
sitting
door.
at the table having my breakfast beer.
Yorick, you
Yes.
obviously weren't speaking to me, you were speaking to Snow. Can you speak back to him?
To Snow,
Mhm.
I did, but I don't know if I still can.
Can't you ask, you know who?
I don't think I bothered him quite a bit last night, so
Oh, he doesn't mind. He's got nothing else to do.
Does that mean you're a god botherer?
apparently.
Well, you could try, just say, where are you, and come and find you.
To Snow,
Yes.
okay. I'll close my eyes and think very hard about Snow and see if I can say, "Can you still hear me, Snow?"
You get no response.
I don't think he's listening, or he's ignoring me.
Very well.
But
So,
he said he wanted to go and be with in the water or something. So let's go find some water, and maybe we'll find it.
Well,
and
we should also consider trying to find Miette as well.
did she say where she was going? Or did she
Nope.
just do her usual?
She
The
just
usual.
asked to be excused, so we can take 5 or so looking around town and then head towards the west of town where the stream is. Maybe Snow is there.
Can do.
Okay.
So you head out of town, out of the inn, into the town square. What do you want to do?
If Yorick's going, I'd sort of plod along stubbornly behind him.
The innkeeper comes in. Yeah. Just keep the flagon. It's fine.
All right,
Goes back
thank
in.
you.
Can I do a fiddy
Yes.
and
In what way?
try and insight and intuit where Miette might have gone? Because I'm looking up on the roof
Make
and
an
I'm assuming I
intelligence
can't
check.
see her up there. Intelligence +3. 17.
It's a fair bet that Miette would have gone to see Davinia if she thought the conversation in the inn was boring, and you would be leaving soon. She'd probably go to say goodbye to Davinia. So
I've
she's
got an
probably
idea
at the
on where.
smithy.
Got an idea on where Miette might be. Head on down to the smithy. You can also say hi to Klein and Davinia again.
That's a
For a trip to the
safe
smith.
assumption. Yeah.
Okay. So you walk down and you find Miette with Klein and Davinia sitting, chatting in the warmth of the forge.
Hey y'all.
Has a decision been reached?
Kinda. The Treading Waters want to talk to all of us. Not just Snow. But Snow has done what you do as well. Done a runner, and we think we know where he is, but we're not certain. We didn't want to leave without you.
Thank you.
We're gonna head to Dar and get all this sorted, and then go from there. Possibly Redport, not sure.
I've had an idea.
Oh dear.
Well, you know how nearly everyone in this town's dead? Well,
Klein looks across and he goes,
oh, sorry, gone away, sort of. There's going to be loads of carts lying around. Why don't we borrow a cart? They won't need them.
But why would we need a cart?
Well, we could travel a bit faster.
We have no horses.
Well, there's bound to be
Yeah.
horses about as well, isn't there?
And any horses they have, they may well need to get the town back in order.
Klein pipes up. Now, I would gladly I think the town would gladly give you horses if you asked for them.
There you go.
Because of your hero status. But I would ask that you reconsider the few horses that we do have. We would be better that we kept them. As Melissa said, we would need them to
If we
rebuild the
want-
trade.
If we
Or-
want to form our own caravan, then we'd be better off investing in Redport. They're
Or-
more likely to have horses to spare.
Les could turn into a horse and pull the cart.
Why don't we chat about this whilst we're on the road? Because
What, on a cart?
Davinia just looks around at Celeste. It's like her eyes just go.
If I see that, I'll say, you know, she can turn into a giant owl as well. It's really cool.
What?
No, I just summon them at the moment. I can't turn into one
That's
just yet.
amazing. Clyde, did you hear? Celeste can turn into an owl. That's cool. Can you do it now?
I can't turn into an owl just yet.
Oh.
That is a bit beyond me. I can summon some, but I cannot turn into one just yet. I think
Oh.
it will come with time, but
It looks across at Gus going, why did you say she could turn into an owl if she can't turn into an owl?
I thought she turned into an owl.
No,
Okay.
I just summoned them.
Are you?
Gus.
But you did turn into a horse.
Yes, I
Oh,
can
no,
turn
she
into.
did. She turned into a horse.
Did you? Did you really turn into a horse?
Yeah, and I rode on her back.
Wow.
It was well cool.
Can I do it? Can I ride on your back?
Perhaps some other time. Next time I come back, I promise.
I could make shoes for you. Clyde's been showing me how.
That is very sweet of you, but
That's
I
awesome.
have no need
Yeah,
of shoes.
I could make you some very pretty shoes, and then we could paint them.
That would be wonderful.
Awesome. And then I could make a lance, and we could charge into battle like knights.
You're a sweet child.
Thanks.
Keep studying and working hard for Klein.
Of course. He's my best friend.
I'm glad to hear that.
And she loses interest as Clyde just sort of ruffles her hair. So, thank you all for stopping by and exciting the child again.
Next time we'll bring sugar and make sure she's properly excited before we leave.
Yeah, that's much appreciated, Beard. But
we'll be
y'all
heading off, but we'll be sure
take
to be
care.
keeping contact. Y'all have been too kind to
Yeah,
us.
welcome back anytime. You know that.
Right.
But as he bids you goodbye, you leave the forge and smithy. Where are you going?
Sorry.
You're
Well,
off
I
to
apparently-
find snow.
Away, apparently.
Snow's into stealth mode again.
Yep. Snow's stealthed off.
I would assume that Miette, you would have
He's back.
left last.
Out of the smithy.
Like you'd out from the smithy. You'd probably say bye to Davinia.
Oh, sorry. Yes. Yeah.
If that is the case, I would just hang around for a couple, just so I could walk with her for a little bit on the way to the west
Sure.
side of the town.
So you're going to the west side of town. Okay.
Yeah, we're heading to where the stream was from what was suggested.
Okay.
And along the way, I'd kind of slow my pace down and be like, "Do you mind, Miette? I'd just like to speak to you for a couple before we get to the west side."
Of course.
I saw you, Dad, drawing up the gang sign.
I really do appreciate you doing what you did when we were in the center of that forest. I know it was for my side, my argument I put across for selfish reasons because of knowing that I should not have been there. I can't thank you enough for doing that. I mean, it may not have worked out the best, but we're all still here. But I just want to check in to make sure that you're okay, and I'm hoping that if anything like that happens again, or worse, that I'm not gonna be so brash to ask for a favor from a chaos god, if we ever have one again.
Well, we are all still safe and whole, so I think we got off quite lightly for our dealings with him. I mean, as it is, it's not ideally how I would have used the favor, but it was what it was.
I know, and you had and still have many reasons to use a favor like that for yourself. Again, I don't think I can thank you and apologize enough to you.
You will just have to promise me that you will not try to run off on your own again like you did when we arrived back in the tower. It is, as I say, Celeste, is safer for all of us to stick together.
Yeah, definitely. It was the only thing. There's a lot that's gone on in these past few weeks, and especially the past couple of days. As soon as we got to that tower as well, knowing that I shouldn't be there, I put myself and all of y'all in danger. Not just trying to save the world, basically. And I don't even know that's what we're doing, but I'll try and keep my head on my shoulders next time and make that right call.
All we can do is try.
Thank you. And I'm now gonna be me, Chaz.
Fair enough.
Uh-oh.
Are you about to suddenly inside check me?
Yeah, is anything off about Celeste, about that whole conversation,
About
her body
Celeste?
language? Miette, sorry.
Oh, yeah.
About the
Okay.
conversation about how I've known her to be, where she's been.
Make an insight check.
Do you understand what I'm?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
understand what you're doing. You're making an insight check. That's what you're
Yeah.
doing.
Oh, that's really quite high. 23.
I mean, yeah, you being genuine, as far as I can tell you are. Yeah, she seems like herself. Doesn't seem to be unduly changed since you last spoke to her. She seems a little sad at leaving Davinia, but at the same time quite happy that Davinia is obviously very happy. Apart from that, she seems like me.
Cool. Cool.
Would that be a fair representation, Miet?
Sorry, yes.
Yeah, schemer. So yeah.
Okay. And I'll just continue on the walk. And
Sure.
this.
So you get out of town. Celeste, what's your passive perception?
20.
20. You do notice as you pass the last house or building on the west side of town, you do see movement inside the house, just sort of figures just sort of coming back away from the window, as it were.
Did I see what they look like?
Just a figure.
I feel like somebody was looking at us from out that house.
Bit
Can we go
weird.
take a look?
It might mean nothing.
We are famous in this town.
Is the house any of the houses we investigated before when we first came to the town?
Nope. I don't think you looked this way. You didn't come in this way, so.
Was this one of the houses I checked for people in?
No, you went down a different street.
Okay.
This is. I mean, there's a lot of people after us, so I'd rather find out if it's someone who's just looking through a window, or if it's someone looking through a window to know where we are.
Just someone looking out a window.
So twitchy.
I don't think anybody could follow us at this point without our knowledge.
Well, If they decide to attack, they'll find themselves in trouble, so we'll just keep moving. Get up the snow and keep doing what we're doing.
Okay.
So,
So you move out of town. Follow your noses west. You eventually come upon the stream, which is a couple of feet wide, maybe not particularly wide. Doesn't look very deep. It's very clear. What would you like to do?
Any sign of
see
snow in
snow?
sight?
Make a perception check.
15.
It's a stream, which is very clear.
Okay. You look upstream, you look downstream, you don't see anyone. But then he's got quite a lead on you. Which way?
If he
Snow.
wants to be with water, he's probably headed towards DC.
That's true.
Unless that was snow inside the house and he just wants a bit more time.
And he let Melissa pass without jumping out.
I'm going to be
Doesn't sound like snow.
occasionally nervously looking over my shoulders.
Okay, make a perception check.
One.
Can I look about for any signs of where he might, if he's been here and where he might have gone?
Sure, make a survival check.
I did a second perception check and got a natural 20 for 24.
Okay, so as you're sort of looking around your shoulders, you don't see snow anywhere.
No sign of him.
Also a natural 20 for 24.
Nice. You do see paw prints in the muddy bank going into the stream. You don't see them coming back out, so you make the leap that he's gone upstream or downstream.
I think he's following the stream, either up or down.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, most certain thing we got at the minute, and it's where we need to go to see if there is any posts to get us across the red port.
Maybe you should use your owls and get up and get a vantage point. Work out which way he's going.
It's not something I can do many times, so if we need not use it, then that would be better. But I can.
I mean, if you're not powerful enough to do it, just say. I mean,
let's head down.
Yeah.
River. I think that's the best shot we've got.
Okay. So
I'm not gonna go too far ahead of you guys, but I think I'm potentially one of the quickest ones here with you all, so I can get a few feet ahead.
So
okay,
are you gonna
how are you?
go with the flow?
Are you travelling quickly or just your normal pace?
He's gonna let the stream dictate.
Okay.
Basically.
Okay, I'll say that it's oddly calming and peaceful walking downstream. You can feel the current moving past your fur, and it is reminiscent of all those times as a kid when you were, playing in the shallows, playing just as the snow melt drops into the icy cold waters. It reminds you of those days. It's a very calming and relaxing experience. Although your toes are going a little numb because it is quite cold, but you're enjoying it, so you're not really that bothered about it. So the rest of you travel downstream.
I would probably use a few turns to use my walking speed and then my action to
dash. Okay.
To dash, just to gain a bit of ground, just to make sure basically we're going in the right way.
Okay.
If I get a glimpse of snow in the distance, then it's good enough for me, type thing.
Okay. So I'll say you can do that for a few turns. Make a perception check.
$15.
Yeah. After a while of just full on going quickly, you can see in the distance a figure moving, that you're pretty sure is snow, moving downstream, going about just a little bit slower than the speed of the stream itself, allowing the water to flow past him and then following on. But yeah, it looks like snow.
If that was the case, I would basically stay where I am, assuming that the others would follow the embankment and
Yeah.
down the stream.
Sure. I mean, the stream gets a little wider, but not much, until snow. You eventually find the stream starting to widen out, and you can see in the distance the river. It's probably a good sort of 7 hours of travel away, but the land here is so flat you can see so far, and it's a beautiful bright day. But you can see your goal, and the rest of you slowly. I assume you're moving quickly to try and catch him up.
Yeah.
I'd
Yeah.
move quickly, but I wouldn't be running up to him. Just
Yeah.
walking
So
along.
as you
following him.
catch up with Florian, the rest of you, and you can start to sort of see snow in the distance, you can see him there. So I'll leave it up to you guys whether you want to try and catch up to him or just keep him in sight.
What is he doing?
Just
I don't
walking
know, but
through the stream.
I think he's obviously missed the water and the seas quite a bit. He's been on land for some time now, and I think he's just trying to.
This is taking it a bit literally, though. I mean, he travels on the sea, not he's walking in the stream. I think
Did I-
he's lost it.
Did I see snow?
He has an affinity for the water.
Yes.
And I have an affinity for mountains, but you don't see me buggering off without telling anyone.
Yeah.
Did I see snow
again,
carving the jewels the other day? I vaguely remember him talking about.
No, he went to do it his
No.
own, didn't he?
He did it while he was on his watch. Nobody saw him doing this.
I interrupted him at the end, but I didn't see what he was.
Celeste went with him to gather some tools because he was doing a project, but she didn't know what he was doing because he didn't tell her.
I was just checking.
And Trellador, his clan is called the Tread and Waters clan, so I'm pretty sure he'd not most of his time spent on it, but also in it too.
You all get closer. Something very odd. He doesn't have daggers in his hands. Either of them.
Do we see this?
Yep.
Well, that's unusual.
I agree.
Snow.
And he just sort of popped the thing back under his armour. And just slowly turn.
Time to get out of the pool, Snow. Are you okay?
Stay in it, but
Yes.
Do you want us
move
to leave you?
As you wish.
We're
Just
gonna
got
move the dark.
very
Soon.
sort of easy, languid smile.
He's more like
We're gonna make
Snow
him-
you first met. That sort of happy-go-lucky, just off the boat
Mm.
Snow, rather than the more dangerous, on-edge character that he's been recently.
I'll have a couple of bags of catnip, please, Snow, rather than.
Having the mix.
I think Florian at the most would kind of notice this change in sort of like meditative state, doing it himself. So he would just kind of back off and leave him to be calm and easy for once.
Okay, cool.
I'll just keep shouting. Snow, come on, get out the fucking water.
Trellador,
What?
let him be. He's for once in a long time. I think he's at peace.
God's sake, he's fucking around. We've walked all this way to catch up with him. He's just
We're
pissing
walking
around
this
in the
way.
stream.
But we're walking this way anyway. This is the way we need to go.
Oh, maybe we should all get in then. Why don't we all get in?
If you want to.
Yeah, come on, get in. I'll get in the fucking water then and walk down the stream. If we're all going to do it. Come on, Florian, get in.
It's
I know.
cold. It's
I'm fine. I'm
very
quite
cold.
happy up here.
It's refreshing at first and cold, but cold.
I'm just gonna tune out Florian and Trelador and just turn my attention to Snow and say, "Are you feeling a bit better now, darling?" No.
Somewhat.
I know we don't exactly help that, but we're gonna move on to Dar, get all of this sorted, and then we can head on to New Shores.
Well, the river is almost in sight, and we can cross.
Do you want to come with us?
True.
I wasn't sure, to be honest, if you had left us.
I was going to leave. I would have left. I would not have contacted anybody.
You sent a message to Yarick. Let's head down to the riverbank, see what we can see, and then go from there.
Okay. So you head on following the course of the river with Snow walking through the stream, Trelador stamping along behind him.
I get back out. If no one else is getting in, I sulk and get out of the river.
Okay,
I'll take my shoes off and start walking.
Oh, it's cold.
It's okay.
Icy cold. Refreshing, but very cold. So, Trevor, are you staying in or are you getting out in a huff?
No, I'm getting out.
Okay.
I was just proving a point.
Fair enough.
I'm not quite sure what the point was, but felt like the right thing to do at the time.
Do you seem a lot more centered and calm, Trelador, now?
Do I look centered and calm to you, Florian? Are you asking more stupid questions?
See, that's another joke. You're getting good at this joking thing, aren't you?
Oh, you make me so mad.
Trelador, in your head, you just did.
What do you want? I mean, hello.
It's all you hear. just him laughing.
It was so much easier back home.
I'll just walk down the stream with my shoes in my hand.
Fair enough.
Am I able to catch a glimpse of what Snow was stuffing back into his coat?
Ooh, I would say you could make a perception check with disadvantage because he was.
It is Snow.
Yeah, he was putting
Well,
it
he
back
was his
in
back was to us, wasn't it?
Before he turned round, he put it back in his shirt.
Well, one of them was an 18, but the actual number I got was 8.
Nope, you didn't even see him tuck anything in.
Fair enough. We'll just walk along stream, just enjoying the weather.
Yep. It is a beautiful sunny day. There's not a cloud to be seen. And as I said, you can see for a long way west towards the river. You can see the forest in the distance, the dead forest. And behind you, obviously, you can see Larkham. And the rolling plain hills to your right, to where you know Dart is. But mainly the sounds that you get are the sounds of the stream, there are some birds in the sky, but not a huge amount else. And you walk and walk, and after a few hours the river is getting closer and closer. Unless there's anything else anybody wants to do, we can skip ahead to the evening when you approach the river.
I'm probably just all throughout the day making small comments about how nice this is and how gentle the sound of the water is.
Yeah, it's not a difficult trek by any means. It's
probably the most annoying thing in the world to Trelador.
Yes.
Yeah.
I want to keep an
nice
eye out behind to see if anybody's following.
I would just like to keep a general eye out to see if there is anybody around.
Okay. So, perception checks from the Paranoia twins.
19.
19.
17.
17. There is nobody around, certainly not behind you. Every time you check, you can see the town of Larkham receding into the distance until it finally disappears. There doesn't appear to be any other people around at all. And as the darkness starts to fall, and it goes dark very quickly down here, you approach the river.
Once it starts getting dark, that it's sort of getting more difficult to see in front of you, I'd probably step out of the stream and put my shoes back on.
Fair enough.
Does it look like there's any settlement or anything like that? Ferry where the river is now coming into sight?
Make a perception check.
Do I think we could get across with my owls? They last an hour.
What's your perception check?
It's low. It was 7.
7. No, doesn't appear to be any buildings or structures of any kind. You think you could probably get across with the owls? Shouldn't take more than an hour flying at owl speed. Be easier to get a boat, but owls would do it, yeah. Snow. Could you make a perception check, please, as you walk? You still in the stream, yeah? Okay.
Oh, actually, yeah, that's not bad. 25.
25. As you round the last sort of the stream has sort of been meandering a little. It's not a dead straight. It's just sort of meanders. And as you turn round the bend, you can see in an overhang of the bank what looks to be the prow of a boat.
He would immediately move towards it.
Okay. So you move towards it, and sort of as you get towards it, you can see that this boat is, in fact, cleverly hidden. Only its prow is sticking out, and only by about half a foot, maybe a foot at most. It's only, you just caught it out the corner of your eye, and you can see it goes what looks to be underneath the bank. The bank of the stream on the northern side is quite high, and it's sort of the grass sort of falls over, and you can see what looks to be some kind of tunnel entrance where this boat is just moored.
Mm-hmm. And he's going to move sort of under the bank into the boat.
Okay. So you.
And is there anything sort of on there?
Okay. As you look at the boat, make an investigation check for me.
Oh, that rolled off a natural 20. That's unfortunate. That is still 20 total.
20 total. As you look over this boat, it looks old. You've not seen a design of this kind floating, certainly. You've seen pictures of similar boats, but they were all in sort of your children's books about the river and the history of the river. This looks ancient, this thing. And the name inscribed on the side is the Runa Ifane. Which, as you very well know, all about that boat.
Yeah.
You have found the fabled Runa Ifane. Or somebody that's named a boat after the fabled Runa Ifane.
It can't be.
You alright, Snow?
Well, I think I've just found a boat from our myths and stories. It's the Runa Ifane.
That name doesn't mean anything in any language, does it?
What languages do you know?
Celestial, Common, Druidic, Elvish.
Nope.
Okay.
I'll
What-
wander
what
over
did
to
this-
the snow and take a look at this boat.
What did the story say about the boat?
Find my notes.
Do you have
Before-
dark vision, Melissa? You don't.
No,
really.
I don't.
It's difficult to see it as it's sort of underneath this dark terror, and it is getting dark now as well. You can
Very
just
dark
about
in
make
here.
out where Snow's pointing to the outline of the front of a boat.
I can kind of see a boat in there.
He will try and move the boat out from under the covering, if possible.
Okay. So you put your paw on the front of the boat and go to put another paw on and pull it out, and it floats free easily. And as Snow brings this out into the stream here, well, it's a very small river now. It's about 8 feet across. It's still very shallow, but this boat just seems to float on the top of it beautifully. It doesn't seem to be a problem for it.
That's impressive.
It looks old. It's open topped. There's a rudder at the rear. It's about 20 feet long. Like a long rowboat, fairly slim. With seats. There's no rowlocks. There's no obvious places to put oars. There's no sail. But there is a rudder at the rear.
On the tiller, is there a can I see the trident symbol anywhere?
You can.
Is there sort of any sort of like a gap that would or an indent that would accept the?
No, it's just a drawing
Okay.
of a trident.
And you
on-
just see
on the tiller.
Snow's paw just slightly tap and touch the symbol.
Can I make out the symbol in the... Now that it's out of the darkness?
Just about, yeah.
He'd whisper in the river speak. Thank you.
Is that...
Ever flowing, ever moving.
You just hear in your head, ever flowing, ever moving.
I'll be back into you guys, but whatever the group do, I'll follow them.
Okay.
Is that...
So throwing Florian overboard?
Yeah, why not?
Fair enough. Is that the symbol from...
It's a trident. That's what you can see.
Is there anything else in the little sort of hide under the bank, or is it just the ship, the boat?
As you look back in, it only goes about 2 feet in.
Mhm.
And there's a solid bank. You sort of put your paw against it, it's absolutely solid. There's no way this boat came out of that hole.
So, if this boat is mythical, then what story was it attached to?
Would you like me to, or are you alright, Snow?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Okay.
It is an ancient boat with nobody aboard and no cargo. It is said to signal lean times, no trade. There's talk of travelers coming off this boat not able to talk. Some people think they're insane.
I remember you telling us about that before.
You did mention that, yeah.
Why is it shown up?
Melissa's immediately a little
Giants.
bit more guarded. So, not the best of omens, then.
But the entity we encountered in the temple on the island, his name is Paladus.
Paladus.
He's one of the
This one
first.
you've been talking to.
Yes. He's one of the firstborn of Zenario. He knows
Oh, yes.
his
Yeah, I remember that.
younger brother to Riox.
I think that speaks volumes, and we should trust this person implicitly.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
He told me to find his ship and take whatever I find back to my people to show them the kindness of Paladus.
And you want to bring them an omen of lean times.
Is the story
Well-
that we've been told of this ship true, or is it another lie made up to discredit Paladus?
Or
For all we know, this could be a good omen.
Well,
But it-
what I think is it's a ship. We need a ship. We've got a ship. Let's sail on it.
certainly
I
not.
certainly intend to do so.
Do you
And it
think the
means
treading waters would speak to us in other ports rather than Dar?
well, they told us we can present ourselves to any of the trade posts in any of the in any of the cities.
You
Well, why
reckon
don't
that,
we go straight to Redport then?
you
I don't-
reckon that Peladas would be okay with us riding on this boat?
I think he intended for me to find it.
That's good
Yes.
enough for me.
It's hell of a coincidence if you didn't.
He told me that to find his ship.
Well, you
I have
found
to-
it.
I have to question the story that we were told about the Runif, and maybe it was all a lie to discredit the worship of Paladus.
But how do you
Is-
sail it if it's got no oars or it's got no sails and stuff?
Let me worry about that.
Okay.
History is often recorded by those who want it written just so.
If you are all amenable, get on board then.
Let's go.
I'm
Can
Can I
gonna.
just
I will jump straight on board.
can I go over to Yorick and just pull him aside?
I'm gonna.
Go. Do you know anything about this? Palados, obviously his brother.
Nope, I don't think I've come across the name.
So he doesn't talk to you about his family then.
He's not mentioned it, no.
You really should ask these questions. I mean, how can you worship something if you don't understand it?
Kind of the point.
What? Blind faith? That seems a bit stupid to me.
Trelador, what did we discuss last night?
No, it's fine. It's fine.
I'm being respectful, I'm just trying to find answers.
But
I mean-
sometimes the answer to your question is to have that faith and let Riox show you what you get.
I just wanted to know whether there was a... that they got on, you know? Was there an evil brother and a good brother?
All
You know,
we-
you're following one, we're following the other.
Faith is a tricky thing.
The conversation I've had with Paladus so far is that I want to learn more about him,
And
about
I
his
would,
connection to the seas, to the water, to this world.
I would suggest that the fact that he thanked us when we rose that temple, then
Snow, I trust your judgment. I will let you... This is your god, so we'll be in your hands.
Snow grabs the silver chain and pulls. This is what I was working on.
Impressive.
very nice.
It's beautiful.
And you'd see sort of it's about 2.5 inches long, and he sort of shaped the sapphires into the prongs of the trident, with the silver wire wrapped around the bottom of it, like the haft of the trident. And you can see a swirl, a constantly flowing swirl of water that's moving through the pendant.
Celeste, you've had your hand up for a while, so I did notice.
I didn't want to interrupt.
So that's fine.
I obviously I know Zenariel and I'd heard of Riox before. Have I heard of Palados? Sorry,
Peladas.
Paladas.
Make a religion check.
Eight. That'll be a no.
Absolutely not.
I knew you would understand, no, Yorick.
Gus is already on the boat because he jumped on already. Gus, as you get on, the boat hardly moves at all. As you
Okay.
pull yourself up over the side. Now you'd expect it to rock madly, given the size of it, but it doesn't. And you get on, it feels like you're on solid ground.
Cool.
It is quality build.
Snow clambers on and takes his place at the tiller and the rudder.
Sure, okay. The rest of you getting on?
Can I
Yep.
just
Oh.
Just
point out,
reluctantly.
is it gonna be safe for us to do this in the dark?
Well, you have to have faith, Florian.
I can see in the dark, and I don't think that. Well,
And-
Florian, you tell me, does a boat like this usually go in a stream this shallow?
I have no idea, but I'm just saying, I mean,
think
you
if
know the open water's better, and I don't know if there's gonna be any unwanted company.
I
How about
think
later?
Well, if
it's
anyone's
more-
tracking us on land, it will make it more difficult for them to find us.
As I said, I'm not sure what's going on here, but I trust Snow's judgment. So let's get on and see where this leads.
He has very good instincts.
I wouldn't go that far, but
Okay.
I want answers the same as the rest of you. It's just that we am taking a different direction to get them.
I have a weird feeling that the temples we've been seeing have set something in motion. That we're tangling.
I
Well,
think something was set in motion even before the temples.
maybe
Very well
it's
be. Yeah.
we've all got to get on this boat, which is being bound, given to Snow for us to use, and set this world in motion straight away.
It is a gift to me, and in turn to my people.
Now, I'm absolutely
May I
the
just
person to
say,
believe.
sorry, Melissa, but we followed you for a while. Maybe we should follow Snow.
What I was gonna get to that. I'm absolutely the kind of person that believes in fate, and I think we should all stick together and work together. I know it's sappy, Trellador. Don't worry.
Florian, if you could give me a hand.
I left my family and I left my clan because something was pulling me, calling, and I don't think it is a coincidence that we have all found each other and we found these temples.
All of us have run away from our lost family.
Some more than others, but
The odds of myself encountering any of you, just. But I somehow found you all.
And
It's-
I would put out a arm hand to sort of like link with Celeste to pull her up and sort aboard the boat.
Thank you.
Pull her up.
Let's
no
get
problem.
out onto the open ocean. I've always thought of it as very romantic.
Snow.
Snow, lead the way.
As everyone, the last person gets on board, and you put your hand on the tiller, the boat you can feel starts to glide with the stream, with the river. Sorry, it's a small river. It's not going particularly fast, just as fast as the current, and it takes you around and then into the main river. Now, it's dark. Now, I know some of you have dark vision, some of you don't. Those that have dark vision can see the water just widen as you go out into the main river. Those that do not have dark vision, it's fairly scary. You can feel the boat moving. It feels fairly solid still, whilst it was stationary, it was just like walking around on land. When it's now moving, you can just feel that you're on a boat sensation, very faintly. It's not worrying. You don't think a boat's going to tip over, but you're aware this is a very small boat that you're taking out onto a very large river. And indeed, the boat speeds up as it hits the main current coming out of the smaller river into the main river.
I honestly thought you were going to say that he put his hand on the Attila and he got disappointing noises back.
Yeah, it was a it's a tiller, not an Attila. So, very close there, very close. Snow, you don't feel that you have to guide the boat. The boat seems to be moving under your paw. As your paw is on the tiller there, you can feel it moving and then correcting itself. You're not steering, the boat is steering. You get the impression you're just there to enable it to move. And all of you see, even those without dark vision, see pale blue glow emanating from the trident around Snow's neck, just sort of illuminating his fur around his shoulders and his chin. It looks incredibly eerie, and it makes Snow look almost alien, as if you never encountered something that looked like him before.
I think, knowing that obviously me and Melissa don't have dark vision, Florian knows that. I think he would. Anybody else who could see it, who has dark vision, would see Florian with a face of contemplation, basically. I believe in the faith what I follow, Temple of the Broken Hearts, but is kind of in that glowing light from a deity type thing, and essentially leading on blind faith and never have heard or seen or anything from his.
Yep. Okay.
I'm going to go on now.
I get the feeling this Palladus approves.
Can I go to the side of the boat, just away from everyone?
Yeah.
I'll just look out and then sort of whisper.
Okay.
Reox, are you there? This isn't a summon. Wondering if you're there.
Voice comes back. Alright.
We need to have a chat. Maybe we didn't get off to the best of start. Sorry if you felt that way.
That was very nearly an apology.
Well, forgive me, I'm not
I know,
best at this.
Just, it's fine. Just a little bit more respect for a god. I see you're on my wee brother's boat.
That's what I was going to ask you about. I mean,
Aye.
I'm not one to pry into families. We all know families can be very tricky things, but what's your relationship with your brother?
Well, I've not seen him for, millennia. Ever since, I think it was when the banishing happened. All my siblings just sort of vanished.
But you didn't.
Oh no.
You're the most powerful, of course.
I'm Reox. I don't vanish. I've been here forever. Ask Yorick. He knows about Reox and forever.
I really should get round to talking to him properly, but I'm not the best at talking to people. I tend to put my foot in it or make them angry, and then I just get angry with myself, and I just lash out and then, yes.
Well, I think I'm not above a little bit of chaos myself, obviously. You've seen Gus, right?
Yes.
So, I think maybe you just need to carry on doing what you're doing, because I think you're definitely something that I need to be keeping an eye on. But keep close to the dwarves.
I will. Can
We'll,
we trust your brother?
Well, trust is a tricky word when you're dealing with gods.
Yeah, I know. But, I mean,
Aye.
Snow trusts him, and I
Oh, there
trust
you go.
Snow.
Well then, I think you've your answer there.
But you don't think he'll screw us over?
Oh, probably. Just fucking with you. You'll have to find out, Trellador. If I give you the answers
Can't
to
you just tell
all of
me?
your questions, what's the point in you living?
It'll be quicker and easier if you just tell me.
Aye, but it
Although
won't be as much fun.
Snow did talk about, taking the easy route. I suppose I better listen to that. So, yes, let's take the hard route and you keep all the secrets and I'll work it out in my own time. That's more fun, isn't it?
Aye. Glad we had this wee chat. Speak to you soon.
Just one more thing before you go. Not that I'm controlling you or summoning you, of course, respectively. You said the other day that you could smite me. How do I smite other people?
It's no answer.
No. Gone. I'll just wander back over to Yorick. Just go. I had a word with Riox. We're good.
You alright? It went better than yesterday then.
Yes, I think we've ironed out our differences. I said sorry, he said sorry back.
Oi!
I think we're
Shut the fuck up.
we're done
Yorick,
for tonight.
you heard that as well.
We need to talk about. He asked me to get close to you and talk about your history with Riox. So, not now. I know you're busy. You've got things to do, axes to work on, things like that. I don't want to take all your time. At some point, maybe we should have a proper chat about this, because as Snow is pursuing his own faith, I think I'd like to try my own sort of journey. Ugh. But
Ooh. Dirty word, is it?
well, it involves a lot of work apparently, and yes, I'm well up for the challenge.
You up for the work?
No, but I'm going to try.
Good answer.
The wise man once said, do or do not. There is no try.
You really are a dwarf, aren't you? I know it's on a ship and it's very dark, but you can't work on the axe tonight.
I might be able to.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not physically working with my hands on it. I'm kind of just having a little chat with the boss, and
Oh, he's free now. He's finished with me, so
we'll see. Maybe. Yeah.
well, I'll leave it with you, and just you do what you need to do. No pressure or anything.
Tell you what, have a go at the axe, because the work I did last night, I'll take it off and hand it to him. How's that feeling?
Good.
Is that alright? Because the point I got to last night, it's got it's the first level of enchantment is complete on it, so you could start using it if you wanted to.
But you
Or
said if I wait, I can get
if
even
you
stronger.
wait, I can make it stronger.
Yeah, I can wait.
All right.
I want it to be really strong.
I just
Okay.
have visions of this axe just getting more and more and more powerful, and then the campaign ends without you ever having wielded it.
Possible.
Sorry to interrupt. It's just the thought that came to me.
It's going to become sentient and become the BBEG by the end.
Mhm.
Yeah, absolutely.
Become my backup character.
On the other side of the boat.
mm.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
Sorry,
I was just
carry
going to
on,
say,
sorry.
you give me lots to think about, and I'll just stalk off and go and sit in the corner.
Okay.
On the other end of the boat, I want to sit next to Florian and put my hand on his shoulder. I'm sorry.
What for?
Everything that's been happening.
Well, I mean, to be honest with you, I don't think either of us have got a clue what's going on with me and all of this at the minute, so. And you certainly weren't the one to drag me into the temple and make me do all of that work. If I didn't want to, I wouldn't have been there.
I know, but I feel responsible for what's been happening. All those people who died. I know it's outside of our control, but
Yeah. Um, I don't think me and you will ever have the relationship we had before this
no.
journey started. Home truths and all that what come out, but if anything, it's made us a little bit stronger knowing what everyone's going through and everyone's knowledge, mine, yours, everyone on this boat included. It's good to know.
Yeah.
It's good to know that there's a group of people out there, even if you do make a really fucking bad mistake, that they'll forgive you for it and give you that second chance.
Hmm. Yeah. Even though I've not been the best of role models, not been on top of my temper lately, but
I haven't been on top of my thoughts and my way of thinking like I usually am, but I know I was sent out to learn off you and to protect you. Some ways in this group, I kind of feel like I've took the role of trying to protect all of you in any way. So that lesson there is a lot bigger and a lot harder to learn, which I like. I like the challenge.
mm,
But if we're now on the way to Redport, then hopefully there's something in one of these libraries what you can find, which is going on with all of this.
hopefully. But I've been thinking a lot on that. No matter what Vale's intentions are, no matter what's going on with Fiona and all of that, I know the temple's in ruins, and oop, I know the temple's in ruins, and hell, us two are the only two left living. that was a part of it, I think we
Having
should
some
still.
snow difficulty.
Yes.
Intermittent snow showers.
Yep.
Even though we's the only two left, we should still uphold what we believed in. Been thinking about it with all this talk of faith with Snow and Trellador and Yarick.
I'm certainly gonna do that, but if there is in any way I become knowledgeable on that, this faith is being bent into some evil thing's will, I'm definitely gonna contemplate it to make sure that I'm following what I believe in.
See, I've been thinking about it, and neither of us two knew. I mean, I only knew about Fiona from my studies and what Vale taught me. I didn't know I was entering into what Yarick described. You didn't know that what happened was going to happen.
I'm not following. What did Yark describe?
When he identified me the other night, I think you might have gone to bed by then. He discovered that I seemed to be in some kind of pact with Fiona. She's the same one that's kidnapped your sister.
And wants me.
I think she's trying to use the both of us to get the veil for some reason. Or you try to use the both of us for whatever end. And I think no matter what happens, we should still keep love in our hearts. Because Fiona ain't a god of love. Fiona's the opposite of that. She twists. She.
That I will try with all my heart,
Breaks.
but
And I feel that we kind of succeeded on our mission when we first set out to find and get love blossoming. I mean, maybe a bit argumentative, but we have found ourselves a good group of friends.
for sure. And I just hope that I can keep that as well. My mind. This path is probably going to get harder and darker with everything going on, but
It
I
will.
hope I
But
can.
from what we're seeing from Snow, I think there is some light at the end of the tunnel, as it were. So,
And as you're having these conversations, Snow, you look forward and see the lights of Redport coming up fairly rapidly. You're again going at the same pace as the current of the river, which is fairly quick. You can see it off to the starboard, the lights of the city and the docks, and as you go to move the tiller, it moves under your hand.
Very faint, just.
And thank you. And you are very, very faint, apparently. Okay, let's change that. Let's change back to that one. So hopefully that's better. As you approach the docks, and you can see other trading waters ships docked, and you can see the bustle of the wharf. Even though it is around about 1 a.m., you can see there's the normal activity you would expect from the trading waters clans. Some of the boats are being loaded, some are being unloaded, others are completely silent, but there are people watching on the edges of the docks. And as they spot you, one by one, activity stops on each of the boats that you pass. And Treading Waters Tabaxi see the boat, and immediately turn their backs. Everybody, as you enter into the city, all the Treading Waters clan stop what they're doing, turn away from you so they cannot see you, which you would expect. You were taught to do this as a kid. This is something that is not to be looked on unless there's some kind of extreme emergency. You must not look at this boat. And you glide soundlessly into Redport, into a free dock, and the boat stops by itself. And that's where we'll leave it for tonight.
Ooh.
So, thank you all very much for playing. That was an interesting session. Again, no combat. I do apologise.
We've got a ghost ship, yo.
You made
Garrick
some
wasn't keeping up with us.
different.
Clearly, she's not as good a bounty hunter as she thinks she is.
You made some
Oh,
different
come on, Jay.
choices, and actions were taken that led to a different path. So, well done. That's amazing. I think it was really good. I hope you enjoyed yourselves. We apologise to all our viewers for the technical difficulties for the first hour, and any technical difficulties we had just then as well. I see my microphone switched over to a further away one. So, I apologise for that. But, as ever, thank you all very much for watching. Thank you all guys for playing. As ever, we'll open it up to any questions, thoughts, or anything anybody wishes to say. I'll tell you what, let's go around the room.
I was about to say, come on, what's going on with these friggin' tattoos? They're not healing, they don't do anything. I need to know. I need something.
Clearly, it's an active curse.
Got red on you.
That's a reminder, Gus. We need to get a Hydra tattoo in town.
Yeah. I'm quite chuffed. I've got a magic tankard now. Magic flagon.
Right. It kept refilling last night.
Take my first sip and my hangover disappeared. It's a magic flagon. That's why I've
Never
got
mind, it's the flagon from last night that wouldn't empty.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was too drunk to realise that. This one took one sip and my hangover went away, so it's the magic flagon now.
Awesome.
Never giving that one up.
It's a great use of a key point there, just to make you feel better.
First class.
Great use of Gus's awful wisdom. Wisdom RP.
Superb. So, Celeste, thoughts?
Yeah, I think she thought at one point that they were going because they'd had enough, and she was worried that finally it was the last straw. And because I completely missed that Miette said that she was excusing herself, so
yeah, I think
everyone did both times.
I heard it. I heard it. That's why I didn't comment on it, because she said she was leaving.
I heard it, but I thought you were doing it in real life. I thought you were coming to go off camera.
I assume
that might have been, yeah.
I assume Miette was off to the roof to do something, like she normally does.
Fair enough.
In fairness, the roof is usually Snow's gig.
Yeah. But you have been known to climb up on a roof or two yourself, so.
And fall down some as well.
That is twice.
No one saw that.
Not if they know what's good for them, anyway.
Exactly.
Did I say anything?
No.
You are so lucky you said nothing.
So we've got Celeste, who was worried the cats were off. We've got Florian, who's utterly confused and bewildered about his wounds. His wounds!
His wounds!
Gus has a magical tankard. Yay! Miette, thoughts?
Before tonight's session started, I was kind of already starting to compose my recap in my head and kind of, that's the kind of vibe I want to go with, that's kind of flavour type of thing. And now I haven't got a freaking clue.
Oops.
A little bit.
Yeah. Well, as ever, tomorrow I will be available, so just give me a shout if you need any details clarified, especially as we only don't have sound for that first hour. Well, you have me, but nobody else, which will make it very odd to watch. But
And to be fair, it's not like you're gonna ever be the latest person of handing it in, is it? So you're fine.
no, that's a fitty job. Snow, thoughts?
Um, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
He's found a mythical ship from his people's folklore, which he's coming to understand is the stories they were told are probably wrong.
Yeah.
So
Interesting.
it's now given to him that he has the opportunity to try and change that, should he wish to do so.
Yep. Cool. Yeah, I like it. It's good. Trenador, thoughts?
Trellador's a bit conflicted. He doesn't entirely trust Peladas, but he respects and trusts Snow's opinion. But that's why he wanted to speak to Reorx to try and get skinny on Peladas. He didn't really get permission.
Personally, I'm disappointed that, as in me, not the character, but it's disappointed that you and York were having such an in-depth conversation about Reorx, because you mentioned that you're going to go on a journey about faith and everything, and I really just wanted to say, just don't stop believing.
Bad Fitty,
I'm just
get
a
back in your box.
I'm just a small town elf, you see.
Oh, oh, stop it. Right, moving swiftly on. Yorick, save us from this, please.
Ha.
We're taking the midnight boat going anywhere.
Stop it.
Yorick's getting frustrated with people just walking off and doing their own thing and not being team players. Especially as early on him and Gus got told off constantly for having fun.
Yeah.
You've made that comment a couple of times, and I will say that it hasn't gone unnoticed by following.
I was sitting here thinking they're all having a pop at each other for wandering off and doing their own thing. Each one of them has a go at one of the other ones, and then immediately wanders off and does their own thing. It's just hilarious.
Yeah.
Misfits was the right name.
Absolutely. So, thank you all very much for playing. Thank you for watching and bearing with us with our technical difficulties. Do not forget to go and show some love to... Hang on, let me get this straight. I believe there's Star Wars from Role Playing Gamers this week. I'm not sure on Wednesday.
That would have been yesterday?
Was it yesterday?
Oh, I thought it was Monday.
Usually Mondays.
It's a Monday, sorry, I apologise. Monday. Anyway, check out, go and check out Role Playing Gamers. They're really good fun. There is some guest appearances from people in this very grid that you see before you this Sunday. So,
and then me and Ash are old regulars.
Yeah. But there will be guest appearances. Go and check them out. It is really good fun. They've just stepped into some sort of magical trap. Again, bless them. They know not how to check
Becoming a
for
habit.
traps. So anyway, thank you very much for watching. Have a wonderful week. We always appreciate your company. Thank you and see you soon. Bye bye.